Welcome back on Tyrannocon. Today I want to propose you a video about
the unboxing review about the pack of the collaboration Transformers with Jurassic Park. This is the first that has been listed. I made yet a video about the second one, that is this one. So as you can see, I have both of these. I had less problems to find this than this one. Still, this one has arrived not perfect, because we can see that there are some little damages around. Moreover, about the angles, it's not completely perfect. And sincerely, there is something to say about what you prefer, because there is this that it's windowed and this that it's closed. Sincerely, I prefer the closed one. I think that it's much better to avoid any problems about. But I know a lot of people that prefer this with the shoving of the pieces. That it's nice, but you have to remember that if you want to reconstruct the things and use this as a shaker, it's nice. Otherwise, you have to pay attention about where to put, because it's not so solid, this thing. Anyway, we can see that in the inside there is this, that is the Tyrannocon Rex, that is the Decepticon, and there is also this one, that is the autobot Jp93, that is the version of the machine, the car that brings the people around the park. And I like quite a lot the scenery that we can see behind here, because under here there is the same card here, but in this way, so that you can easily use. And as you can see, it's even a little damaged, this one, so it's something that I don't like too much about this. Had to repeat a bit. And okay, it's simply about the moving part, maybe that transporting damaged a bit. Had to repeat it a bit. So this is what there is. You can see also in the other parts, so we can find that also behind it's not bad at all. So it has quite a lot of intriguing about this. And so here there is only to open this and see the contents, because the main reason because I wanted this is to have the Tyrannocon, because technically this one is the Megaton of the Beast Wars, simply themed about the Jurassic Park version. And I wanted really to have such one, so let's open and see the contents. Just to notice this, it's really quite intriguing, because this is Mr. DNA that you can find in the film, that it's present about how it's developed the science and techniques about the Jurassic Park. So it's still a side and quite intriguing one, so let's have fun about this. Inside there is obviously the guarantee, and here that are the instructions that are colored one, so quite nice. We see also them open right now. The instructions are double sided. Here we can find about the car, so that we can change till the robot. And on the other side, obviously, there is about the Tyrannocon, that it's here, so we can find that it's really quite amusing one, and I quite like, because the sequences are really good specified, and I have to admit that it's much better this than the second pack instructions about, so nice. And then we can see about the scenario, that it's really quite welcome. There is such pieces of plastic that obviously we have to remove. Here there is the car that it's broken by the T-Rex itself, and here there is the one that is transforming. And here it's a really classical scene about the Jurassic Park first film, and I quite like these ones. I like also that the scenario can be brought open quite a lot, so it can be involved in a lot of ways. I don't think that I'll use quite a lot, and I prefer sincerely the smallest but more accurate in some way of the second pack, but it's quite nice. So here I think that there will be a lot of options eventually to play with. So this anyway can be an idea about how to create some things and so on, even if you don't want to use this, could be an idea too. So nice. And another detail, the weaponry is here, behind here, and sincerely I seen at the last time about this, so okay, let's open this. Okay, let's see something more detail about here. We can find that here there is not a so great thing because it's a bit old here. Okay, so it's not the best, it's a bit damaged, this part. Still, I think that it's good. So now we can go to see about the robots. And we can start with the car, that sincerely it's not bad, but I would have thought a bit better, because if I see about the comparison that it's the second box one, this is much more solid and much more detail, as you can see about the details and so on. And here there is anyway a fashion about here that it's not bad at all, so it has its own, and it's also good under here because it's much more hidden, the parts. So okay, here we have this. If you want to put the weapon under here, there is this part here and this thing here, as you can see, so that you can make such effort, and it's put under here without any problem. Obviously it's a way to have some weaponry always with you when you go around. And technically this same weapon could be put on the vehicle. You see these parts here, sincerely I haven't noticed, because there is this one that you can put on it, so to have a bit of playing about such thing. Sincerely I haven't noticed till I read better the instructions, so okay, let's use like this eventually. I admit that it's quite good in the way that it can represent what it's meant to be, so it's nice. So the only thing that we have to do now is to make a transformation and also see the T-Rex. The T-Rex is my main model, so it's the one that I decided to buy this for. So you can find that there is the mobilization here. You can put something inside the mouth here so that you can make some breathing and so on, so it's not bad. You can move the head and the neck, so it's really quite movable. Here we have the arms. Here we have these that are about the legs, so you can see you have quite a lot of movement. Obviously you have some problems about stability here, because you have to pay attention that it's quite heavy, this one. The tail can be moved a lot, so also here it's really quite intriguing. So we have quite a lot of nice things, but it has also the thing that you can balance this at the end and make it gain quite a lot of different positions, so it's nice as model. We only need to play with. And here I want to make a comparison of this, that it's the Tyrannocon, with the Diplophon, that it's the one of the second box, and it's really quite intriguing if you see, because you can see the difference in size. And I had to admit that if you go to see about the size comparison, the T-Rex is much more realistic than the Diplophon, since you have to admit that if you compare the size, here it's really quite proportionate. About here this should be quite smaller, so okay. Still, this, I admit, they are still amazing. I love, and it's quite intriguing because this is much bigger and much more difficult and articulate to modify, better to transform and so on. But I'm really quite curious because I wanted to have such model quite a lot. And another way to make you see how much it's big, this one, it's to make see compared to this, that it's the fossilized Master Dominus. So quite nice, and really they are really quite good as size comparison, because they should be amount the same. Still, it's quite impressive. And it's also fun to compare this, that is Pinol, against the Tyrannocon, because this is the biggest that I can call like this of the fossilized that I have. And so we can find that it's much longer than Tyrannocon. Obviously it's much more massive, because if I flip about here, you can see that there is not even comparison about, but they are really quite amazing ones, so it's nice. And I love the details, for example the eyes that are in these models, so we can have quite a lot of amazing options to play with. So let's begin. Okay, let's see this in the robot version. Sincerely, it's not bad at all. I like the amount of details here. There is some holes that are here, that okay. Here that are a bit anti-static. Okay, there are some details at least. Here, this it's a pity because technically it should be full, but okay. Anyway, at least we have the feet that can be moved a bit. We have this plane, so it's not bad at all. We have the problem that here can't move on the rest, so it's fixed. And there are really quite a lot of holes here around. It's not bad, but there are some missing parts. Anyway, it's quite no good as mobilization. So as you can see about here, the head that can be rotated. Here also this part about here. So we had quite a lot of fun. It's simply a bit basic, and so we had to pay attention. And the real piece that had some problems, it's about this part, that it was a bit rigid, and I was worried that I would break about this, but it's not bad at all. So I like such model, really. It's really quite, you can see, superpower that we can use to battle against the Tyrannocon eventually. So nice. And if you compare these ones, so this that is the one of the first box with this that is the second box, we can find some ideas. So this should be Dennis, the one that steal the, we can see, refrigerator with the DNA. This could be thought as Face, the one that it's the hunter that it's going to hunt the Tyrannosaurus and the Velociraptors. So it's really quite intriguing about such models because they're really quite nice. In some way, they are amazing. And here we had the Tyrannocon Rex. So it's really quite big and it has quite a lot of articulations. We have also this hand here that we can use to use another weapon, and it can be moved up and down. We can see that we have quite a lot of facility. It can move also here. That for such a model it's not so simple. Here we have obviously this one. You can see the mouth that can be opened and not. Here we have these articulations, so that it's not bad at all. As you can see, it has quite a lot of mobility. And we have also the head that can be moved in a lot of positionally, so it's not bad at all. It doesn't have many holes, because if you see, it's full. Okay, there are holes up here, okay, but it's really quite few eventually. It's quite details. I like the face. A bit that there is not more detail, but eventually you can paint it a bit. So it's not bad at all, and it's one of the biggest that I have about these type of models. We can make a comparison also with other models that are the official ones. So we have Soundwave, and here you can see that it's not so problematic, the thing, because this should be anyway a bit smaller than this, and it is. So it's really quite scared about. Here we have Volcanicus that it's here, so it's really quite intriguing about this one, because anyway, this should be much bigger than that one, but it's with core models. Anyway, it's not bad. So we can find that it's really quite intriguing to see such comparison. And I want also to make you see the difference compared to the Diplophon, that it's from the second box. So we can find that the difference in size is much bigger in the robot mode than in the Dinobot mode. And sincerely, I'm having quite a lot of fun about this. Still, if I make a comparison with my Transformer Optimus Prime of the Globo and this that is the Tyrannocon Rex, we can find that it's still smaller compared to it, but it was that one, the Optimus Prime, that it was a bit much bigger than the usual, so much that usually I take it out of my collection so that it doesn't occupy all the space that I have, even if I love such model. So it's really something that it's quite intriguing to see, because it's a way to see that this it's not so big, even if it's really quite big if you think about. So quite nice. And so here the comparison of the two models in the robot version, so the Tyrannocon Rex and the Autobot JP93. Sincerely, I quite like a lot both of them, and okay, so sincerely I can't say that they are best than the other two ones of the second pack, but sincerely they are really quite amazing, and in some way they are better, in some way they are better than the other ones, but I'm both glad to have both these ones, because they are really something that I wasn't expecting. Moreover, if I think that with the Tyrannocon had a model that I was quite a lot missing and I wanted, and it's a T-Rex, so it's enough even if it's only the T-Rex, because it's simply an amazing one, so quite good. And so really, I'm really glad. Tell me what you think about, because these are a collaborative one, limited one edition technically. So you do like this thing? You would prefer the Beast War one or the other models that are similar one? In a way, this it's quite problematic to build. There are pieces that are a bit quite strong to modify and so on, but it's really quite good, and I like its stability because it's really quite nice. So from that mode it's everything. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell so to receive notification about new video, to comment under here about this video, or if you want to suggest me new videos. So I hope to see you again to the next time.